Right, so guys, we got our first guest on. If you'd like to introduce yourself, and I just want to say thank you for him coming on because we've had so many people scared of the camera. Yeah. So shout out.
I know the feeling. I'm scared myself as well. So hi everyone, my name's Milan. I do a little bit of social media, and I'm a career change going into becoming an electrician, going from a different
What's your Instagram so people can follow you?
TheElectroSwitch on Instagram, and then just TheElectroSwitch on TikTok.
There we go. Nice. Right, I got some random questions to ask you. It's going to be nothing. Don't panic. Yeah. It's going to be nothing too. See, we're just going to have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Go on. We'll start off with one. If you wasn't in the electrical industry, what would you do, or what would you like to be doing?
I think it's quite easy for me to say this because I'd probably go back to my previous career, which was kind of service management, supply management. I think I'm passionate about delivering the top quality service, for the customers. So going back to the KPIs, the processes, and looking at the overall picture of that, I think that's something.
Okay, for me, to be honest with you, I don't really know what that is.
Uh-huh. So the service management is basically when you have like a service desk or something like that, where the people would answer the calls and provide service to the customers. So what happens often, you have the call answering rates for that.
Yeah.
So you have different kind of KPIs that you measure in terms of key performance indicators that are allowing us to provide the best quality service for the customer. So it could be the closure to the case. So once the customer calls and says, "Oh, my light's off, I can't turn it back on, can someone come out?" So it's all this kind of response time, the resolution time, and measuring all those kind of things. But you have these kind of huge big dashboards that you work on, and you see like, okay, this is what we have to change in order to kind of do it better.
Okay, it kind of leads on to my next question, right? So you said you would go back into, which makes sense. But if you had all the time and money in the world to do a hobby or skill to master it, what would that be? Like, I know for me, I'd love to be able to drive a Formula 1 car. Do you know what I mean? What would yours be in that sense?
I would probably love to do cycling.
Yeah?
Like be a professional cyclist. I know I don't look like one. I'm probably like 20 kilo overweight to be one. But I think that's something that I enjoy watching, like Tour de France, things like that. I think, I'd probably have to go back in time. But maybe they have it for a bracket, like, 30 to 40-year-olds.
Yeah, what's that? Would you love to do the Tour de France? That's the big one.
Yeah,
I'm not into
like
cycling too much, but
I don't know, Tour de France or anything, just being into that kind of professional athlete mind space. I mean, I know I have to work towards it.
Yeah, but you've got all the time and money in the world, so you could do it. So.
That's probably what I would do.
No, that's a decent one. I feel like a lot of people's answer is going to be sport, dedicate around sport. I think as a kid we all wanted to be some sort of sport athlete.
Yeah, because I think once you have money, right, you just want to have time. So I don't even know if the cycling is the right one, because if you had all the money in the world, would you want to be away from your family for the extended amount of time or something like that?
It's too logistical now.
So,
I don't think
you have to kind of think about it.
We're going down the route of trying there. No. So cycling, right? If there was 3 things that you'd like to change about the electrical industry, or all 3 things you're happy about the electrical industry, what would they be?
And I can mix them and match them.
You can mix them, yeah.
I think one thing that I would change, having just gone through like level 2, level 3, all of this, is definitely the pass rates.
Okay.
Of the, even the 18th edition. I think there's like a huge difference if you pass with like 50 or 60% what it is, or if you get 90% in terms of the knowledge that you have. Because I still remember, of course, you probably don't remember doing your 18th edition, but I remember mine quite clearly, and it was like, where it comes to the first 20 questions, I could just answer them out of my head,
Yeah.
And some of them you have to think about a bit more. So I think getting some kind of higher standard in terms of the knowledge, the requirement.
Well, so to make it harder to pass, or make it easier?
To make it harder.
Oh, make it harder.
Harder, yeah, because a lot of questions I feel like you can just answer out of your head.
I remember I remember dreading the exam.
Yeah.
But when I'd done it, obviously I passed, and I was like, oh, that wasn't too bad. So maybe I do agree with you, and that would probably bring the standard up, maybe.
Yeah. So that's one thing. I don't know what I can think of, to be honest.
What do you like about the electrical industry?
What I like about the electrical industry, I think it's the variety of it. because you could do social housing, you could do domestic sparks, you could do industrial, high voltage, low voltage,
There's so much
cable
to it.
jointing, I don't know, whatever is out there,
Yeah.
There's so many things to do and so many things to test yourself in and find what you enjoy the most. I think that's
Is there like a sector you'd like to move into? Like, by coming to, say you're coming towards the end of your career, you want to get involved in a sector. Have you got one in mind?
If I had the option, I'd probably like to consider kind of more commercial space, what you're doing. Not necessarily like, well, I know it comes with a job that you have to kind of bend trays and do all of that, but I think more so kind of the planning, the design, those kind of things. I think it would be interesting. A lot of people don't like the design, but I quite enjoy thinking about how are we going to get that to work, how are we going to future-proof it in terms of making it safe, making it last, and I think that's another thing that I like about the electrical industry. It gives me a great satisfaction. When you do install something, properly, it could be there for like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, You see the electrical installations now that you're rewiring, they're probably like 60, 70 years old. You still see the wireless boards with the old kind of rewirable fuses, They've just gone on and on and on and lasted forever. So
yeah, no, I agree.
That's a good thing as well.
Oh, awesome. Well, appreciate you coming on. Like I said, you're the first guest, so we do highly appreciate it.
Yeah.
And what was your Instagram? Give it once more for your Instagram
Yeah,
handle.
so my Instagram's TheElectroSwitch, and the TikTok I have, it's the same. So ElectroSwitch, YouTube, Facebook, everything.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, go check them out, guys. And that is our first guest. So let's move on to the next one. Thank you.
Cheers.
Blood, blood,